Ascent 2022 playoffs. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Salvatore, and I'm joined here by the man, the myth, the legend himself, kinagumumungian ng lahat ng mga tao, MVP Donnie. Sir, how are you doing this fine day?
Yes, good day to partner and our fellow TUPians out there who are watching the stream. At grabe nga, ramdam na ramdam ko na din yung init at yung hype as we dive into these matches as we see different colleges compete for glory and for the title of the best college department to play their respective games.
Di tayo magkakaroon ng gantong motivation, init at lakas kundi dahil sa sponsors natin for Ascent 2022. In behalf of TUP Gear, we would like to thank Academia and Glow for sponsoring this tournament. With your support, it is already ensured that you have published a platform where our players will be able to nourish their talents in their game of choice. Once again, thank you Academia and Glow.
And also, we would like to thank also TUP USG for helping us conducting this tournament. Their continuous support from the organizers as well as to the players is definitely needed for this tournament to start with flying colors.
With that out of the way, Sir Donnie, let us dive into the world of Summoner's Rift as the players go head-to-head in League of Legends Wild Rift. But before that, Sir, with that out of the way, let us dive into the world of Summoner's Rift as the players go head-to-head in League of Legends Wild Rift. But before that, Sir Donnie, bakit di natin sila bigyan ng countong kaulaman lamang kung ano ba nangyari sa group stage and round 1, no? Take it away, Sir Donnie.
So yun nga partner, we have a three-way tie in the first seed of Group A between Animal from the KOI department, Small World from the SIT department, and as well as ako naman muna from the KAFA department. With all teams scoring a 4-1 record going into playoffs. Ayaw talaga nila magpatalo, no? Ito yung Group A na talagang bakbakan. Parang walang gustong magpaawat. Lahat gustong manalo na dapat ganyan yung mentalidad nila pagdating sa gaming, no? Competitive. So for the next group, we have Group B. We have Chickster from the cost department going to the playoff strong with dropping a single game going 5-0 in the process. For the next seed, we have We Love TUP from the CIT department with a 4-1 record also. And lastly, Indian Army from TUP Cavite going with a respectable 3-2 record.
For the next group naman, we have Group C with their first seed going to Archons from TUP Visayas, also going strong with a 5-0 record. Next is Jinx from the CIT department with a 4-1 record. And lastly, Samsara from the KAFA department scored a 3-2 record. Last group is Group D. We have Greyhawks Black just coursing through this group with a respectable and strong 5-0 record, followed by Archons 2 from TUP Visayas with a 4-1 record. And lastly, Rich Chance from the CUS department scoring a 3-2 record.
So that was it nga, no? For the group stages, and we take a look at the playoff bracket, no? Animal took down We Love TUP to advance to the semis, where they will be facing Archons, where they fought their sister team Archons 2 to also advance to the semis.
Meanwhile, sa lower bracket, Chickser defeated Small World and Greyhawks Black defeated Jinx to also for them to advance to the semifinals as well. With all top seeds in their respective brackets, no? Di ko alam kung sino mag-a-advance after this semifinals. No, there are no odds here. Lahat tatalo, lahat mananalo. Pero let's see what would happen here. Sure pa ako sigurado na semifinals will be a fight, Sir Donnie.
Yes, indeed, it will be a fight. So as we dive into our games, bigyan muna natin yung ating viewers ng konting history about ano ba itong TUP Gear, no? Ano ba itong meron ngayon? Ano ba itong Ascent 2022? Ano ba yung naging history? So, without further ado, Technological University of the Philippines Gaming Enthusiast Association Ring, an organization founded in September 23, 2019. TUP Gear started promoting interest in gaming and esports and facilitating social community made by students for students which work together towards pushing esports into mainstream acceptance and educate students on video games appreciation as a form of art. Last year, Ascend was a huge success, while the College of Science reigning over every game. It was a total landslide and unquestionable. But can they prove it again here at Ascend 2022? The question remains unanswerable as we look forward to the department advance as we finals day for the set event. So stay tuned, press the follow and notify button, and baka naman, no? Share nyo na rin.
So yun na nga, Sir Donnie, thank you for that very wonderful intro, no? So medyo nagka-cut off ka nun. Sorry to interrupt, no? But we are now going into the picks and bans currently happening inside of this game, no? Against TUP Visayas, Archons, and the one and only team from the COE department, no? That is Animal. So for the bans, no, we are seeing Akshan, Galio, and Nunu from the side of COE. And from the side of TUP Visayas, some really notable picks na dapat nilang iban kasi respect ban kumbaga. So this is Fiora, Jace, and as well as Morgana. Looking at TUP Visayas first muna on their locked-in champions, we have an aggressive early game jungler for Lee and a very strong scaling champion, pero hindi siya reliable when it comes to setting up ganks, which is Garen. So, Sir Donnie, like, how would you see this lineup fare with against COE that has already 3 stuns in their team?
So, bale, I'm more in favor of this KOI, KOI lineup. They are more versatile dahil na rin dito sa Camille, which is an OP, literally OP jungle. And a Pantheon that can, cross-map follow-up with this initiation. So, makikita natin they are more of an engage comp and a counter-engage comp. Unlike dito, makikita natin si Ziggs na with a poke comp and a beefy tank comp with Garen.
So okay, as you said nga, no? So that was a very detailed analysis, and as we go back to the bans, and there is now an Ezreal ban and as well as a Zed. So we know how big na once they do get a certain lead, madali na lang sila para mag-snowball. Pero hindi formidable yung lineup para matulungan sila mag-snowball. Let us see if there's going to be an aggressive support here that would benefit the overall engaging comp of TUP Visayas. Going back to Animal, no, we are now seeing 2 support bans. Two bans that I think are really smart in the sense of how well TUP Visayas could have utilized the utility from Janna and Lulu, knowing that they also have some good champions that they would benefit from. And now we see Marzumi locked hovering in Kaisa, and Bizarre is now hovering Varison. So 2 ADCs that instead of scaling more AD, I think they would benefit for more magic damage. That would be the case for Kaisa. And for Varus naman, he would be reliant on attack speed. So ayan na nga, Nami na nga. So that is it, Sir Donnie. Nag-hover na ng Nami. So will this be a lock-in for
Yes, it is a
Nami's
Nami.
fight? So yan na nga, Nami na nga, Sir Donnie. So now with all the lineups filled up for both teams now, before going into the loading screen, I want you all to vote who will win the first game of the semifinals of Ascend 2022. Would you pick Animal to win this game or Archons to win this game? Can I see on the comment section below? Can I see some Archons fanboys and fangirls or some Animal fanboys and fangirls right there? Just put your vote on the comment section and one of you will hopefully get recognized. So before anything else, Sir Donnie, with all the lineups now fully stacked, how would you fare this matchup between TUP Visayas and the TUP Manila COE?
I think it will all go down to this players' skills and mechanics on how paano ba nila gagamitin itong comp nila. Ito sa scaling comp, negate comp versus a poke comp. So dahil dito sa Varus and Ziggs, meron silang consistent na wave clears eh. So mahihirapan itong ko knowing that meron lang silang isang ranged champion. So I think this will be a more exciting game. So abangan natin kung ano yung in store for us by these players.
So for me, with what I'm seeing for the side of Animal, they have a really good initiator. We have Pantheon and as well as Camille, and now we are on to the games. So going back to the lineup analysis of COE, I am in favor from the side that they have a lot of crowd control and as well as a mix of damage. With knowing that Fizz would have to wait for his ulti to have more CC, I think it makes up for it that they have 3 initiators and as well as stuns in the lineup. So we are now going inside of the Rift, 20 seconds into the game, and we are going to have a fun fight, no? Both number 1 seeds from their respective brackets. This is really exciting, no, Sir Donnie? And I want you to know na this game will go down to the best of 3. So, di lang tayo lapag nagkakas ng isang laro. We are going to see a fight here into this series, no? Kasi 3 beses sila mag-aaway-away. Hopefully no bad blood in between. I hope everyone will enjoy. So, yun lamang. And I hope the viewers are enjoying this game. And, hi guys.
Then as we see these players dito din sila sa kanang respective lane. So I'm just amused by this blue start Camille. So hindi ko sure kung bakit nag-start siya ng blue kasi in Wild Rift, 'di ba? Mas prior talaga ng jungles kuning red for a fast clear. So makikita natin dito yung passing netong ni Gearhawks Peter End, varsity player for the main Gearhawks Wild Rift team ng ating beloved school. So makikita natin siya clearing these factors and maybe prioritizing the top scuttle grab.
You are right, no, Sir Donnie. And as we now see, it looks like Animal is now taking bot side scuttle, and I think this is signifying a gank. Pero hindi yun mangyayari as we can see si Sem is now roaming into the top side, hopefully for a 3-man gank though, but Nimota is now positioning himself for a possible counter gank, and Sem is now doing some river tactics here. I think he's possibly dewarding, but he's going to be meeting in the mines with Shinsu right here as we are now going to have a fight in the top lane 2v1 situation here against the Pantheon, and that's going to be drawing first blood to Chiyongi as he takes down Wag Moro E1. Kakalungkot na kasi naiwanan ka ng sarili mong jungler in the top lane, and that costed you your death.
Ayan, meron na nga tayong dong Pantheon na corner. Hindi natin alam kung bakit ganun yung naging pathing. Knowing that alam nila na Lee started red. So, small error para kay wag mo ako iwan. Napakagandang idea.
Very,
so ito makikita rin natin na eh. Medyo magandang matchup rin tong Pantheon and Garen eh. Garen going with barrier. So makikita natin itong matchup na to. Magiging bully-bully lang din silang dalawa. Let's see what's gonna happen. Ito kami.
Here comes the initiation coming in from Bitter and using the Hextech ultimate para di makatakas si Chiyongi as they secure the kill against that Garen. That is now a 1-for-1 trade into the top lane, and that would be the kill for Bitter and an assist coming in from Wagboro E1. Fair fight, no? Okay na. Medyo nagkabawi-bawi na. And it looks like the gold lead is now favorable for Wagmoko E1. And in a few moments later, we are going to see him build his first item, knowing that he's now pushing the lane and possibly getting some plates in the process. And as well as some jungle pressure kasi once Camille finishes his bot's blue side, this will be a sign na mag-off na sila for Dragon, possibly go for bot prio, and possibly get some kills in either the support or the jungler. Kasi we all know how Lee Sin and Nami can disable a fight really well with only a kick and a tidal wave. But here comes some support coming in from Bitter and Lambino, no? But that would not signify a fight. And in a few seconds, there would be a skirmish in either the Rift Herald or the Dragon Pit. And Sir Donnie, this is looking like a very close fight.
Dito natin makikita natin yung advantage netong Pantheon having a black lever on this first dash possible. Makikita natin Gearhawks beat and dito prioritizing the Rift Herald rather than the Mountain Peak. So makikita natin dito Pantheon opting to pop his R, I think. So yan, listing buha niya solo yung Mountain Dragon. So makikita natin dito kung ano magiging answer ng red team. But yun, masisecure nila yung isang kill doon sa Garen na nag-overextend. And a free Rift, uncontested Rift run.
So that costed them to get Rift Herald, no? So that was a really, that was an okay part of the game na Lee Sin was able to solo the dragon in return of Rift Herald. They not only get amplified stats, they also get some advantages when it comes to pushing the lane. So as we see here na Lee Sin is now completing his top side, and kitang-kita natin na there are only few camps to see on the side of Lee Sin, so this might signify something more like a counter gank or even a possible taking of objectives with helping of the lane. Kasi syempre, labanan pa rin dito is levels and items. So as much as possible to be, as a jungler, you want the best possible lead para lang magkaroon ka ng presence into the jungle.
So makikita nga natin dito yung spike ng gold na ng red team natin dahil Garen, yung pagkamatay ng Garen na doon is very unfortunate. Kaya kita pa tayo dito ng isang trade sa baba. Ziggs dying for overextending siguro, I guess. So Im and pushing the lead pakonti-konti.
So 4,000 gold lead being taken care of by Animal, and it looks like in a few and it looks like the Fizz is now getting some needed items para mag-run na siya ng burst of damage. We all know how unreliant the early game of the Fizz is without no CC but only has escape. Pero his damage ratios are still not the best compared to what a Ziggs has. And it looks like 3 members of TUP Visayas are now opting in for this Dragon Pit fight, as Nimota runs away using the Safeguard. And now, COE is now securing that bot side scuttle because I think they're opting for a fight or just a vision lead para lang magkaroon sila ng what you so call, hindi sila magkaroon ng face check because with all the CC that despite having no CC kahit kulang sila, they can still face check someone and guarantee a kill within Aqua Prison of Anami or even a Varus ulti. So we don't know what could happen there, pero I think that was a very smart scuttle take coming in from COE.
Yes, kahit makikita na rin natin dito na behind itong ating blue team, they are still in the equation pa rin. Nandito pa rin yung pokes nitong Ziggs and Varus that will come online for a couple of minutes pa in the game. So, they will just be parang patience pa, konting patience in next team fight in the next dragon. Maybe doon nila ibubuhos yung kanilang yung skills. As we can see, naging passive lang din yung map. Players farming their respective lanes.
So as we can see, in terms of level lead, there is no, it only Marzumi against his enemy ADC, who is having a 1 level advantage. As you can see, that was a tidal wave activated by Spike. Here comes the follow-up coming in from Shinsu. They assassinated the Braum from far, far away using the Mega Inferno Bomb. But here comes the follow-up coming in from Nemota. Lands the Sonic Wave, but will not use the Resonating Strike. Here comes the flashes coming in from TUP. Visayas, they take 2. Marzumi is down, and as well as Bitter End. And they will take that bottom lane fight into their advantage as in 20 minutes in, hopefully they will get Dragon. CSEM is in no man's land as there are 5 members of TUP Visayas cornering him into the tower. Will this be a dead fish? Huli ka na bata using the Playful Trickster to run away, but will use his flash also to run away. Here comes CSEM using the Urchin Strike to get away from the Lee Sin, but that would be the escape of CSEM. But hopefully they are now running away. They would not get that tower because that's how fast the respawns are in Wild Rift. And that was a good trade coming in from the side of TUP Visayas as they take 3, and I think this is now Dragon from COE.
Yes, and then COE biting more than they can do there, extending the map na hindi naman nila kailangan. Pero free to rin na magagkaroon pa rin ng flash. Take it away, partner.
Comes the initiation fight coming in from the side of COE as it looks like Marzumi will secure the dragon. Here comes the follow coming in from the side of COE. So many low health bars. Nemota using the Sonic Wave to hunt down Marzumi. Double kill coming in from Nemota as CSEM is running away using the Playful Trickster to possibly outplay Nemota, but he will not be able to do that. Triple kill coming in from Nemota, and Wag Mo Ko Iwan is the lone survivor from the side of Animal. He is also low, but Shinsu and Nemota is also low. But this is a 2v1 situation. What will happen? And that will be a sign of Wag Mo Ko Iwan will just run away, and that is a dragon for a bunch of dead members of TUP Visayas, and I don't think that would be worth for the side of COE as they now into at least a close 1,000k gold lead and as well as multiple towers.
At ito na nga, makikita na rin natin kami starting the Rift Herald, magkakaroon ng skill tayo dito ng isang fight. At ito na nga.
So here comes the fight coming into the Rift Herald pit, and that will signify Lemino to run away. Uses the redemption to get at least some sustain here into the fight. Here comes the grand entrance coming in from the ulti of the Pantheon, but looks like Bitterend will secure Rift Herald. Here comes the fight using the ulti coming in from the side of Varus as they snare 3 members. And here comes Mega Inferno Bomb, gets 2. C7 and Bitterend are now the victims of that Mega Inferno Bomb. Look at the health bars of COE. Just running
Grabe
away.
yung Crystal Fissure na yun.
AOE was enough to take down some members of COE. Looks like Wagboko Iwan is going through, but here comes the ulti coming in from
turn around.
Instinct is really good. They will take a
Oh
double
my God.
from Marzumi and as well as a Rift Herald, but that was an intense back and forth fight from TUP Visayas. It looked like TUP Visayas had the lead, but COE returned their favor.
Grabe yung turnaround doon. Pantheon going solo with that, no, yung W niya doon, and Kaisa going for the her ult, Ultra Instinct ult. So napagandang turnaround para dito sa Koi. Overextending.
But it looks like overextending Pantheon will be the cause of his death as he uses the insect to fly him over the Soret and Nomura. Assassinates Wagboko Iwan. Napag-iwanan na naman siya. Nakakalungkot naman sa'yo, tropa. But it looks like in terms of gold lead, COE is still on their grasp with a 2,000 gold lead, no? So what could be the answer here from TUP Visayas? They need to win some team fights convincingly. Hindi yung sa una lang sila mananalo and sa susunod matatalo na sila. So they have to rely on their outputs, no? When it comes to dealing damage onto the backlines. Kasi we all know how tanky this Pantheon can peel for the Kaisa and as well as for the Camille, no? So let us see. So what could happen here as Lemino is now opting for a tank from, no? And Nemota is in no man's land as it looks like Attack on Titan is now being caught, but that is a Dragon's Rage to Bitterend, and here comes the follow-up coming in from TUPV. It looks like COE will be able to take down one before some members would die. That would not be the case as Wagboko Iwan will now run away. Aqua Prison is being hit by Lemino. Lemino is very low. It looks like it will be secured by Bizarre, and that is a 2-4. That is actually a 3-4 nothing trade from the side of TUP Visayas. That is just a ballsy play coming in from CUE as they see the jungler out of place, but that would not be a good fight because it's only Nemota that died, and possibly some objectives will be taken up advantage. And in a few minutes, as you can see, the dragon timers are now up. In 20 seconds, we will see a dragon fight once again.
Yes, ito nga, Koi na naman getting caught up in their own play. Akala nila makukuha nila yung leasing, getting out position, pero hindi pala dahil mas malapit yung members na itong TUPB doon sa vicinity. So mas madali sila nakapag-follow up doon sa initiation at nakapag-counter engage sila doon sa ult na ginawa ni Bitterend and sa ult ni Sesen. So makikita na natin dito Infernal, she's a valuable dragon by the way.
So this is a very valuable dragon inside of Wild Rift kung hindi man siya respectable sa League of Legends PC. This is a very good damage buff for the side of Wild Rift, but here comes Chiyongi using Decisive Strike to re-engage, but here comes the follow-up coming in from the side of TUPV as they caught Lemino using multiple ultis from Shinsu and Bizarre, and it looks like COE is now down at support when it comes to fighting this Baron. Would it be important? I think so, because that is also a layer for CC. Here comes the re-engage coming in from the side of COE. Chong the Waters will be put inside of the Dragon Pit. 2,000 health. Will this be secured by Nomura? Who will get it? It looks like Bitterend stole the dragon. That was really well played from the side of COE, denying the soul point coming in from TUPV. That was really good. Bitterend is now running away as well as Marzumi. Nomura lands the resonating strike, but they now turning around Demora. Here comes the follow-up coming in from C-Sem. C-Sem is now low. C-Sem is now dead. Bizarre kills now C-Sem, and that is still going to be an off-cam double kill coming in from Bizarre. And this Varus is really strong.
Yes, that low damage kaya that can offer is killing their team right now because medyo kulang sila sa damage output hindi katulad ng nabibigay na tong Varus, damage ng Varus. Sobrang nagiging yung nagiging factor ng paglabang dito ng TUPV. Your pokes is killing the Koi frontline before magkaroon ng bago magkaroon ng engages So, bago magkaroon ng clashes, wala na silang frontline. Like Brom being dead there, wala pa siyang naibabatong spells, and only his ult patay na kagad siya doon palang poke ng Varus and Ziggs.
That was a really ballsy fight for CUE. Pero masasabi nilang worth kasi nakuha naman nila yung dragon. Infernal Drake is, sabi ko nga, one of the most valuable dragons here in this game because of the damage buff you get. And kailangan mo yun with the Kaisa and Assassin Fizz on your team. So more damage on top of the big damage that they deal is also good for team fighting, no? And as 3 members of COE is now in this push, stalking their prey. Aqua Prison is being locked into Marzumi as they now see Marzumi in the... But here comes Bizarre. Bizarre is now caught. Glacial Fisher will not hit Bizarre, but it looks like the Glacial Fisher will hit the back line. Bizarre will secure the kill onto Lemino, and here comes the Mega Inferno Bomb. Will be hit by Marzumi, but the follow-up coming in from Nemoto will not be enough. And that is what I call a zoning Mega Inferno Bomb, no, to push away the members of CUE, and that is signifying the Baron here for TUP Visayas. Will this be a secured Baron? We all saw Bitter End securing that Dragon kanina, but here comes the engage coming in from Wagboko Iwan, flashes away from the Baron pit, but here comes another steal from Bitter End, another stealing of objectives, but that will signify the death of Wagboko Iwan in the process. That was a very good peel from Wagboko Iwan, distracting TUP Visayas to get some bit of time for Bitter End to secure Baron.
And yes, Jayhawks Bitter End going in for the clutch. Grabe, sinave niya na yung team niya for 2 times doon. Going for that insane steals, ha. So, ito na, Jayhawks Bitter End. Talaga pinuprove niya yung pagiging, varsity player niya rito. Isa veteran player dito. Talagang smite.
Talagang sanay sa nakawan ng smite, no? Pindot to si
BBL daw.
Stealing Dragon and stealing Baron in the same game, no? We will see another steal of Bitter End, no? Knowing that this game will go into the 20-minute mark, and it looks like the ulti from Bizarre will hit Lemino, but there is no follow-up from TUP Visayas. And COE is now presenting their dominance into this mid lane as they are now using the Baron empowered minions to hopefully get some damage into the tower, but Chiongi is taking a chunk of damage. Marzumi here, as Marzumi I think is a bit caught here kasi in this situation, ayan na, so dumating na yung Pantheon, but from the side lane push here from Bitter End as they take down bottom tower and as well as top side tower. It looks like CU using their advantage to get some towers, no?
And yes, finally din na nakakita tayo ng isang macro para dito sa sa team ng KOI. Dahil nga meron silang Baron buff, i-utilize nila yon by using a 1-3-1 strategy. Nang nakakuha sila doon ng dalawang inner turrets. Talagang worth yung steal na yon. Putting up KOI, hindi naman malaki-laking gold. That was a huge fight pa rin and a huge pressure para dito sa TUPV going in for this Elder Dragon fight.
So makakanakaw na ba ng Dragon ulit or makakasecure si Bitter End in this case? This will be the initiation point coming in from CU, but here comes the follow-up coming in from TUP Visayas. Chiongi is pushing everyone into the back end of this map as Redemption is now being popped. Chiongi is using his best, but Bitter End, I think, goes in really early. Hextech Ultimatum does nothing, but here comes the initiation coming in from Wagboko Iwan. Blue team has now slain multiple members of COE, but that would be turned around by Bitter End. Bitter End is still alive here, but it looks like Marzumi, let me know, is now dead. No damage and no CC coming in from the side of CUE. It looks like Bizarre will shut down Bitter End into the process. But it looks like a 3v2 situation here. Zonias popped in by Wagmo, pero pinatagal mo lang ang kamatayan mo. That was really close to kill Bizarre, but hopefully in a few seconds he will now die. And that it is the death of Bizarre, the secured dragon coming in from the side of COE. But that was an ace for TUP Visayas.
Ay na, boss, hindi natin nakita kung ano yung nangyari, but TUPV turning that tides around kahit na merong Elder Dragon. I think this will be the final push. Pero hindi pa kasi merong 5 seconds until Marzumi revive. So magiging stalemate pa rin siguro sila dito. But it is a huge lead pa rin para dito sa ating OE department securing the Elder Dragon.
Despite having 10 kills up from TUP Visayas, CUE is now holding their own with 3 dragons, correction ng Sir Dory, that is not an Elder Dragon. I think that was a Cloud Drake, no? So, dito pa lang papasok ang ating Elder Dragon fight, and this is now a Baron Nashor alive inside of this Baron lane, no? Chiyongi is now being chunked by that Baron. Damn, that Baron deals damage. So ano na mangyayari dito? It looks like wag mo ko iwan is iniwan yung kanyang buong team going for that side push into the bot lane. I think that is a ballsy move, but here comes the initiation coming in from Lemino, uses a Winter's Bite to chunk down Chiyongi. But that would not signify an initiation from COE. But they're now positioning themselves for a Baron pit. I think what Moko Iwan is trying to do is reel some members of TUP Visayas to defend bot lane, and for COE to capitalize missing members to fight Baron, and as well as possibly to get some also to kill some members of TUP Visayas. And it looks like top side is now being controlled by COE, and Chiyongi has now respawned into the bot lane, but he's now being chunked down by that huge damage coming in from Pantheon. It looks like Pantheon is now taking more shots, but Chiyongi will flash away for the safety of his life.
At nakikita na natin yung macro dito talaga ng Kong. Kahit alam nilang nag-ano na sila, nagpa-pivot na sila dito na sige, Pantheon, dyan ka lang, dito kami. Ito yung magandang macro na pinapakita ng Kong. Ba't meron nga magkakaroon na fight dito?
That will be the death of Nemora as they baited him into multiple abilities of COE. It looks like Bitterend is now doing a 1v2 situation here. Will he be alive here? Wag Moko Iwan is now pushing this bottom lane, but his members, his comrades are now dying in the process. I don't think that was worth it, because that was the sign of death for 3 members of COE. And but that at least an open nexus, Sir Donnie, an open nexus. Sadly, hindi mahirap mag-backdoor dito, knowing that the nexus also shoots some lasers, no? So, but that is already good, knowing that they have somehow a gold lead now against TUP Visayas, and as well as the pressure that wag mo ko iwan deals a lot of damage.
Yun na, makikita natin talaga Pantheon doing his job as a Baron laner. Talagang hindi muna siya sumasama. Pero unlucky lang, nagkaroon ng unnecessary fight doon dahil na-engage itong team ng KOI na dapat talaga mag-ano lang this. Parang da-dance-dance lang sila dyan sa Baron pit habang split push itong Pantheon natin dito. Pero as we see, nag-regroup na rin yung Pantheon. As we see, baka makakita na tayo dito ng final team fight nila dito.
So
as we see at we're going to the 22 minute mark, makikita na rin natin yung players having their 4 or 5 items completed here. So makikita natin dito as they showcase that talaga their skill and their mechanic. Pero itong Pantheon balik ulit sa bottom lane, giving the pressure talaga kasi open access na nga rin to.
So knowing that some of the players here have now completed their items, no, so they have now unleashed their full potential when it comes to team fighting. Bitterend, knowing na ganun siya kalakas dealing damage, but meanwhile will now be able to kill Chiyongi without a flash, and that is now a down member from TUP Visayas as now COE has now secured for the second Baron of the game. Marzumi will now be using Killer Instinct to follow up on Nemora, pero kulong na kulong ka dyan, tropa. Guardian Angel will now be popped from Nemora, but that will be a secured kill from the side of COE. Slowly but surely, Nemora will die, and that will be Bitterend chasing him to the death. And that is now 4 members down from the side of TUP Visayas as COE ultimately turned the tides against from the early game, and now they have the upper advantage, taking multiple dragons and as well as Baron in the process to hopefully secure the game 1 of Ascend 2022 Wild Rift.
And final ace coming from this KOI team, and plus up that victory banner for them. So nice game, PUP.
So that is an amazing game from COE, no, taking the first game of the series, going into the second game with an advantage in their name, no. So that is a GG. So good composition from the side of COE, and as well as their team fighting, no. So we all know how important team fighting is when it comes to Wild Rift. Pero hindi yun malalamangan when you are down by an item. So all they did was be patient, secured these objectives, and secured some items, and as well as one of the most important objectives in the game, which is Baron. And they ultimately collated with all of the things that was wrong with them, and yun na, nilaban nila lahat against towards the late game, and they ultimately won with a comeback, so to speak.
Yun na nga, I will give the MVP crown to Bitterend talaga for stealing those 2 primal objectives, reviving their team na to kaya pa namin bounce back kahit sa sobrang daming errors nila, fighting more than they can do, overextending talaga dun sa mapa. At yung skills na yun yung naging nila for comeback.
So that was so that was a really well played from the side of COE, no? So I would say that they really played their cards really well going into the late game, and I am very ecstatic, no, na going into this game to the momentum and the mindset that kung gano'ng klase maglaro yung TUP Visayas, that they have now the blueprint of TUP Visayas going into game 2, no? So I'm very confident na somehow Archons will charge through with a different plan, pero since we're what do you call this, COE will be playing chess, no? So after that bizarre game 1, no, we will be taking a break, no? So for viewers, stay tuned lang. We are going for a game 2 here in Ascend 2022 Wild Rift. So walang aalis muna. Please stay here, and I hope you all are enjoying this fine Ascend 2022, no? So yun. Goodbye, people.
Doon na kayo, guys.
Be right back.
I don't want these to be my last words. All forgotten, 'cause that's all they'll be. Now there's only less to lose.
Welcome back to UPNs and other viewers from the universe. Welcome to Ascend 2022 once again, where we have astonished, where we have seen a really intense game 1 coming from COE versus TUP Visayas, where COE was able to take game 1 of League of Legends Wild Rift. And Sir Donnie, sa mga hindi nakakanood, so what was your initial take from that fight?
Yes, partner, we are back at it again for a thrilling League of Legends Wild Rift. So, yun nga, napaka-exciting nating first game. COE punching their single ticket para sa finals. Medyo kailangan ko pala nila ng isang win para dito. So, medyo na-excite rin ako kung ano pa yung store net ng mga players para sa atin. As they showcase us to skills, mechanics, shot calls, teamfight prowess, and outplays as they climb to the top.
So yun na nga, Sir Donnie, I really hope the viewers here are having a blast, no? So bago tayo pumunta ng picks and bans, let us take a look at the comments here kung sino ang mga nanonood, Sir Donnie. Baka may gusto kang i-shoutout dyan sa mga tropa mong nanonood. Shoutout
meron ba dyan?
MVP, may mga nanonood ba dyan? Take it away, Sir Donnie. Tawagin mo na sila lahat.
Shoutout sa nanay ko, man. Nasa FB na ako. Joke lang. So, ito, shoutout dito kay Mr. Henry Mendoza, isang muama daw para kay Gearhawks Bitter End na magnanakaw pa. Muama para sa Mr. Bitter End.
So I would like to take this moment para i-shoutout ang buong Betsy Pet 1F, no, Betsy Pet 1F, love you all. So thank you for supporting sa stream, no. So may mga classmates din ako nanonood dito, and as well as sa mga kaplak ko from the other section, no, from 1E. Shoutout kay Pab Nagosara, and as well sa nalalayo kong school friends, no. So shoutout sa iyo, Sandro Tagon. I love you. Thank you sa pag-support. Palagi mo ako pinaniniwalaan na magaling ako mag-cast kahit di ko pinaniniwalaan yun. Thank you. And as well as for my other peeps, no, na nanonood din, shoutout sa buong Outcast Discord server. They have been supportive of me in doing this thing as well. So nanonood din sila sa inyo. Shoutout isa sa inyo. I love you all. So yon.
Hashtag TUP Visayas win. Galing dito kay Sir Clay, Andrew supporting his team, TUP Visayas Archons. Okay,
So
kung gusto nyo shoutouts, you just drop a comment below, then kung may time kami, mababasa namin yan.
So all you have to do is comment, no? So what if no, Sir Donnie, no? Like namigay tayo ng onting rules, no, na sa comment section na to. So what if pag pinalo niyo yung page ng TUP Gear and shinare niyo yung stream in public. So ano kaya pwede mangyari sa inyo? So that is a surprise for the upcoming days coming from TUP Gear. Pero kung ako sa inyo, pinapractice ko na, chine-check ko na kung naka-public ba yung mga shared post ko, kung naka-follow ba ako sa TUP Gear, because I will guarantee you, it will not all be in vain. Kasi pag nanonood kayo ng Ascend 2022, You are rewarded. Ayan na, inangat na yung clue. Inangat na yung clue. Ayan na po guys. So all you have to do is share this stream and follow the page of TUP Gear. And in a few days, you will know what you will receive. And eto na nga po tayo mga kaibigan. We have now entered Game 2 Picks and Bans from the side of TUP Visayas against COE. We will see a revenge from TUP Visayas, or we will see the same blueprint from COE where they will throw a bunch of they will throw no sa early game, and they will return with bitter end saving the game, no. And with the first bad action, knowing na aggressive siya, no, he could go bot lane, he go mid lane, he can go top lane. We all know how annoying he is in the top lane, knowing na range siya, and as well how he is equal against assassin mid laners. So ayun na nga, binad na nga yung Pantheon against Wag Moko E1. That is very smart from the side of Archons, no. They're taking every threat possible from COE. And Sir Donnie, what can you see in this picks and bans recently?
I think kailangan pa rin dito maban is yung Camille. Yung Camille was sobrang laking threat para sa team talaga ng TUPV dito kanina. Yung lockdowns niya, yung peak potential niya, sobrang laki. So, makikita din natin dito, napakagandang ban pattern. Kasi ito yung pumatay sa kanila nung late game eh. Hindi sila naka-answer sa speed push neto, sa speed potential talaga ng Pantheon. So, makikita na nga rin natin dito is yung second ban ng Kobe, which is Nunu and Nagdalyo. Ayan.
So we are seeing a bunch of bans here from the side of COE targeted either damage or CC, because we as any player would take the advantage of Agalio's initiation and as well as the Nunu's follow-up, no. So I think this is a very smart ban from the side of COE, and we are now seeing a Jace ban for TUP Visayas. Again, targeting damage dealing mid laners and as well as top laners. And wag mo ko iwan Jace now. However, Lee Sin, and little known fact sa mga viewers, no, I am also a Lee Sin main, so watching someone play Lee Sin kanina was really exciting for me. Sadly, it did not end in the favor of the team of the Lee Sin, pero either way, it was still something na I would watch regardless. So that is now a lock in for Lee Sin 2. Wag mo ko iwan J, and Chitongi is now locked in Fiora, and a very aggressive top laner, so to speak, no, Sir Donnie.
Yes, I think Fiora would likely be going jungle right now kasi I think Fiora is in the meta for jungle. And it is a good pick rin. It's a good pick for the jungle. Pero ito na, isang notable champion talaga yung bitter end itong Lee Sin. Is a challenger player since season 1 dito sa Wild Rift. His signature champion talaga tong Lee Sin. So, giving him Lee Sin dito is a bit quite scary para sa TUPB. Dahil nakita ko na rin siya mag-play talaga ng itong Lee Sin. But ito nakikita na rin natin yung other two pick na itong Kobe, which is the Yezreal and the Brom, which is, gusto ko to. Sobrang ganda na itong kampang Kobe. Knowing that meron na silang isang ADC poke talaga. Makikita natin dito. At ito na nga, yung jungle na Vi. So, I'll be quite mistaken doon. So, itong Fiora will be likely going to the Baron din.
So yun na nga, we have now seen a top lane matchup, no, for the side of COE. I think they would have to do with something na mas makakapag push sa Fiora into which na hindi siya magkakaroon ng experience and gold. Something like a ranged top laner would do. I think Graves would be a good pick here kasi they already contain some CC here from the side of Lee Sin and as well as Braum. So they have to add on top of damage that the Ezreal does, no. So Graves can be tanky in a sense na once he stacks his E, it would be really good, no? And going now to the picks and bans, no, real quick, we have now seen a ban from the Lucian from the side of Koi and a Riven ban for TUP Visayas. And for you, Sir Donnie, was this Riven ban something that was targeted to COE or was really considered as meta? That's why they don't want anyone for COE to use.
Yes, makikita nga natin dito yung mga halos fighter bans talaga yung naban dito. At like Raven talaga, magandang kasing counter yung Raven dito sa Fiora. So, eliminating Fiora in the equations, malaki rin magandang move to para sa TUPB. So, makikita nga natin dito yung final ban netong which will be Varus, eliminating that potential talaga ulit. So, makikita natin dito, TUPB picking, hovering their champion. Sana abangan natin kung ano yung magiging sagot nila dito sa comp ng KOI. We'll
So
still
that-
wait for the 10 seconds.
Oh, one
they're
aggressive
hovering Vayne.
ADC
Lock
Vayne.
Vayne.
So they have now locked in Vayne. Pero we have not yet seen a support locked in for TUP Visayas. So we have seen how well Vayne goes well with Nami, so I'm not gonna be surprised if Nami would be locked in here, knowing that Nami is open here. It looks like it's going to be a Ziggs hovering here for the side of COE. A lot of damage dealing champions here, and now Akali locked in
Akali,
for
nice.
the side of
Sa
KOE.
wakas.
A very playmaking assassin for the side of COE. Will they be using this to put some plays in there? And
Change.
here's being singed. Oh, is this going to be a cinch for the top laner of CLE? And now is now hovering Renekton, and in a few seconds they will now be picking a top lane champion, and that is going to be an Olaf for the jungler for COE. I think this is going to be I'm still not sure if this is going to be a jungle Lee Sin or jungle Olaf. Pero
This should be a
nonetheless,
jungle sim.
so yes, so that would be a jungler Lee for the side of KOE, and now the lineups have now been finalized for the side of TUP Visayas. We have Chitongi on Fiora, Nimota on Vi, Shinsu on Ari, Bizarre on Vayne, and Spite coming alongside with him is the Lulu.
And wag mo ako Ion J using his Olaf, Gearhawk's Bitter End with his signature Lee Sin, Sesem with his Akali, Marzumi with his Ezreal, and Lemming with his Braum. So makikita natin dito paano ano kaya magiging plano netong both teams that will surprise us para dito sa game 2, knowing that this is a do or die game for the TUPV Archons, or this will be a final game para sa KOE, punch their ticket way to the finals to claim to claim that glory that they were seeking. Ayun.
So I'm very excited for this mid lane matchup. Two assassins into the mid lane with Ari and Akali. So in terms of mobility, I would take Akali in the first 3 levels. But when it comes to level 4, I think the Ari would now be fair in terms of going in and out of the fight. Pero once Osem and Bitter End goes into good ways na they would set up early ganks for Shinsu habang wala pa siyang dash, it would be a really good snowballing champion for the side of Osin. And for the for the top laner
But
naman,
there's something,
So for the top laner naman, I would say it's really hard na for the early levels, Bitter End and Wag Mo Ko Iwan don't have any significant CC, just a slow. Pero Fiora would be able to use the 2-second or 3-second dashes para makalayo kagad. So I hope this would be a sign na they would use that to advantage para lang magkaroon ng hard si Chiongi sa top lane. But nonetheless, here comes the minions have now spawned, and game 2 of Ascent 2022 Wild Rift has now commenced. Sir Donnie, what is your take for this fight?
Ito lang, meron akong kunting napansin dito sa ng KOI. Medyo short sila sa isang friend lane, no? Meron silang buy para dun sa first anong kasunod nun. So, pag nag-ult breaker in and nag-ult tong buy, makakita kaya tayo ng isang magandang follow-up para dito sa KOI. Dahil medyo short sila talaga sa front lane. Knowing that meron tong Braum, isang tusok lang ni Braum sa kanya, he will be CC'd up for days agad. Meron ding, baliktad pala yung so, my mistake. Yung KOI pala tong nasa, KOI pala tong nasa blue team and TUPV yung nasa red team. So, sorry. So, medyo may hirapan, yung TUPV dito dahil short sila sa frontline.
So this is going to be a very fun matchup, but Nimota here is on the enemy side of the jungle as he hits Bitter End with a Vault Breaker, but here comes the initiation coming in from COE. Looks like Marzumi is now pulling in some damage, but a charm hits Lemino flashes away, but the Ignite is sticking. First blood coming in from side of Shinsu, and it's not done. I think that is done na nga, that would be 1 kill from the side of TUP Visayas.
And yes, Bitter End going there, disrespecting the response para dito sa TUPV, but wow, grabe yung clutch ng Fiora doon sa double niya to mitigate that last tick of the night.
So we are seeing the aggressive play here coming in from the Olaf by from Wag Mo Ko Iwan. No? So we are now having a really fun matchup into the top lane. No? Level advantage here for Wag Mo Ko Iwan. Is now two levels up against a Fiora. How will this fare up when it comes to scaling into the mid game? Kasi kailangan ng Fiora magkaroon ng damage kagad para lang magkaroon siya ng presence. Once na they see Fiora as a threat, they will start to initiate Fiora in team fights and they would leave out some of the carries of our COE here. So I would say that Cheongi is now having a hard time here, knowing that napakabilis bumalik ni Wag Mo Ko Iwan sa lane, and there is now a top lane Lee Sin completing his camps, and hopefully this I think this would signify again. But you know, all lanes are now okay naman when it comes to CS and gold lead. I think it would be a fair matchup going into the dragon spawn, no? So that would be all. So Sir Donnie is like, what would you see here when it comes to team fighting naman?
So into the team fighting, mas magiging oriented talaga yung ano. I think Koi Prendis has in the bag. Kung gagawa nila ng maayos yung kanilang initiation, pinatakalig yung front to back talaga yung magiging play nila dito. Eliminate Vi and then the rest ang sasagasaan na lang nila. Knowing that this Olaf has immune to crowd controls. Makikita natin kung ano yung magiging papakita talaga ng skills dito to win this game.
So what did the lane swap here for the side of TUP Visayas signified here, Sir Donico? Because we are now seeing Shinsu into the bottom lane fighting against Marzumi and Lemino as Bizarre and Spite now moved into the mid lane to possibly get some pressure, I think. Pero was that a necessary strat for TUP Visayas to do, no? Na knowing na they could counter-attack for COE?
Yes, maganda yung naging up nila for dot rotation dahil mas pinprayo talaga for the early dragon take. Mas maganda kung yung bot lane talaga nasa mid to gain mid pressure para dito sa upcoming na DR. So ito na nga, start ni Bitter End kung dragon.
So here comes the start for the dragon for Bitter End. Will Bitter End be able to secure this dragon? Here comes Bitter End coming into that dragon pit, but here comes the secured for Marzumi to take down the dragon. Bitter End takes down Nimora. Here comes on the backline. Bitter End will now be taking too many people from TUP Visayas. A double kill from Bitter End, but that will be his death as well, as Bizarre is the only person alive, and as they venture on to the deaths of TUP Visayas, COE is very happy taking multiple kills as well as Dragon.
Yes, napakagandang lamang nun. Kahit na early yung rotation ng doon, ng TUPV, mas nauna pa rin kung magkakaba tayo dito ng isang overextension kill dito sa Akali. So ayun na, taking back. Kung nangyari dun sa Dragon Pit na yun, mas nauna pa rin yung Koi doon makapag-start ng objective. Pero ito, dahil kulang sila, they'll be late to react dito sa wild rift take na itong TUPV.
Like CSEM is in the back of the fight, is still on base, but COE would not back down, coming in from a fight as they go in against Nemota. Nemota is now down. Guardian Angel pop for Bitter End, but he is not done. A double kill coming in from Marzumi as Spite and Chiyongi is now running away for their lives. And that was a Rift Herald secured for the side of TUP Visayas, but a 3 death of the members. But here comes the initiation here. Looks like Chiyongi will not back down for a fight, and that is a kill again for Marzumi. And Spite is now low. He won't be able to defend that tower. This will be the first blood tower for the side of COE.
Yes, that was a huge true shot barrage talaga. Grabe yung naging value ng true shot barrage sa team. Kahit 4v5 yun, they clinch that win pa rin. Nalugi sila ng isang member knowing that up pa yung ibang summoners netong TUPV. Nagkaroon pa rin sila doon ng YOLO play which gave them the lead pa rin. A very bossy play from Koi, pero that gave him a huge advantage at the end of the fight.
COE sitting pretty with a 3,000 gold lead here, and Lemino and Marzum is still pressuring this mid lane alongside their bot lane bot lane nemesis, no? And wag mo ko iwan is pressuring the top lane, not only that top lane but also the jungle, but it looks like Nemota and Shinsu is now taking down here. CSM will die using the assault and barrier, but will flash away for the safety, but it will not be done. Shinsu charms Bitter End is now low. Nemota will die, but the Sonic Wave will hit to Nemota as he outplays Nemota from the 1v2. Bitter End is not done. He safeguards into the minions as he tempest on to Shinsu, but that would not be enough as the charm hits again. Two Bitter End, a 2-for-1 trade, I should say, for TUP Visayas. What a really good take from the side of the bot lane, but that was not enough to take, obviously, an objective.
Yes, I could understand the goodness there from Bitter End kasi nakikita natin yung ult niya pa-up na. So, hindi mo na siya nag-back doon and talagang nag-limit testing siya. Pa-up na yung Archons. Sige, try ko na ma-out dito. Pero yun nga, the charm hitting him there, put the final nail in the coffin and gaining that 2 buff again. Parang kuha ulit ng ari yung double buffs. So, equal trade para sa dalawang teams.
So I think the advantage that Kohi here is having, no, na mas nakakabuo sila ng items when it comes to para sa pabuhay na dragon. So this second dragon will be good, and here comes the initiation coming in from Bitter and using the dragon spear to pin him into the wall. Wild Glove to Cheongi will make him alive for a few seconds later, but here comes the crowd control that is so big for the side of COE as take down Nemota. Nemota is now, they are now down a jungler for the side of that dragon right now. That is going to be a sad play coming in from TUP Visayas as they're now down a jungler with now a dragon alive, but I think he will be alive enough for a dragon fight in the dragon lane.
Yes, at ito na nga, pa-up na rin yung Vine. So I think magkakaroon pa rin tayo dito ng contest on which sino makakuha na ating second Drake.
So what would be the answer here from TUP Visayas as of now? They have lost every team fight known to man here inside of this Summoner's Rift, as the Rift Herald is now spawned by TUP Visayas to get some mid prio as well. But it looks like COE is now initiating a fight here into the mid lane. The Rift Herald would not even go past through the mid tower. That was a really weird placement of the Rift Herald from TUP Visayas. I think it was desperate na, di ko alam kung ano yung timer ng Rift Herald na yun para ilapag nila. But I think they could have held it even more if it had a time. But it looks like this will going to be the second dragon here for COE, as Lemino is now zoning Nemota outside of the dragon pit. Cheongi is now inside of the pit, but it will be secured by Bitter End. It looks like Nemota and Cheongi is now inside of the Baron pit, but there is no one feeling for Marzumi. Marzumi is free hitting the carries of TUP Visaya as they kill down a double kill from Nemota, a triple kill from Nemota. Will this be a quadra kill from Nemota? I don't think it would be, but Marzumi is on godlike spree right now. And Bitter End kills down Shinsu. Will this be a Baron? It's only Bizarre that's alive. A jungler, a support, and an ADC is alive from the side of COE, but I don't think that would be a Baron. But Bitter End is not done fighting the members of TUP Visayas. He is very bloodthirsty for a kill as he assassinates down a low health Bizarre, and that is a possible ace that could have been for the side of COE as they took down multiple members and as well as Rift Herald.
So makikita nga natin doon yung insane positioning galing dito kay Marzumi. Free hitting, grabe kita natin kung puno pa yung buhay at the start and to the end of the team fight. Makikita natin dito yung kills niya ng ADC player kung maintain his position right para magpanalo nila din yung team fight. So that was a messy fight at first pero OE gaining the advantage overall.
So yun na nga, it looks like wag mo ko iwan. Diving Shinsu with a lot of abilities and as well Foxy Ignite. Bitter End is now taking some counter jungle here from the side of Nemota, but there's a fight between T-Sem and Cheongi. But here comes the follow-up coming in from Bitter End. Dragon's Rage onto the wall. Will this be a secure kill? Yes, it will. Another kill for Bitter End, and it shows Sir Donnie na pag yung binigay kay Bitter End yung leasing, and it shows he's abusing the hell out of TUPB. But the fight is not done here. Good Glacial Fisher to delay the counter attack coming in from TUPB. But here comes the attack from Bizarre as he's using the very large 2 damage from the Silver Bolt as he shuts down Marzumi. Nemota is chunking down Bitter End, but Bitter End is so tanky and deals a lot of damage, slows down Nemota, but that will be a kill secured for T7, and that is 4 members down for the side of TUP Visayas, and it's only the bot lane of COE that died in that skirmish.
Ayun na nga, TUPV going for that Hail Mary play. Yun na lang kang magagawa nila doon. Kill those 2 and go. Pero yung follow-up na nagbado ni Bitter and ni Sesen talagang deny pa rin yung yung advantage na nakuha doon ni natong TUPV. Andun na sana yung nila. And maybe it will be the start talaga ng pag-advance pa neto OE. So, wait na lang siguro nila dito to yung pag-up pa ng objectives, and then doon na nila to talagang patutusin yung TUPV, I think.
So it looks like TUPV is opting for a side lane push para lang magkaroon sila ng bot prior. So when it comes to team fighting, habang nag-team fight sila, there are lanes that are being pushed. So hindi man sila makapag-push, there are some members that went off to back para lang makapag-defend ng lane. We are now seeing an 8,000 gold lead from the side of COE, and in 20 seconds we are now gonna see a Baron fight here inside of the rift. But before that, I think they are now opting to get some lanes prior para lang magkaroon sila ng slight of advantage, because Baron empowered minions are really good, no? And it looks like COE's lane prior is doing them all the work, no? And top side, bot side, and as well as Kid is now going for prior, but Bitter End kicks him into the wall, and that would not signify a fight. And Bitter End is on a whole level right now, and is now has now a Guardian Agent, 8-2 and 6. This man is smurfing inside of a tournament. Hindi ko alam kung patas pa yung tropa, and is now dominating inside of this jungle. And in a few seconds, no, Sir Donnie, we are gonna witness a fight inside.
Yes, ito naman 2 games. Big statement for Bitter End. Talaga might jungle diff para dito, pero hindi rin papatalo sila ni Mota dito. They're still in the game. They're still well and alive. So, makikita natin dito ano pa yung magiging answer nila. Wild Po is on the driver's seat. May tanga natin dito. Olaf solo.
So wag mo ko iwan was caught inside of no man's land, but here comes the follow-up coming in from COE. Bitter End is on the back line. He's gonna kick one member from Nemota again to try to lift them up into the air, but that damage would not be enough. Guardian Angel pop from Bitter End, but that is a lot of low health bars. But pinadalit sa kamatayan si Bitter End. Dinala niya ni Chiyongi sa kamatayan. Marzumi is the only one alive. I think that was a really bad fight coming in from COE as they secure Dragon but lost so many members. Marzumi is the only one alive once again, and that would be a possible Baron for the side of TUP Visayas. I hope it will, because it's one of their objectives na kailangan nilang makuha, na sana magkaroon sila ng comeback into this game.
And ayun nga, one more ko even game. Olaf getting empty-handed there. 5-3-1. But more than means, makikita nga natin dito contest ng Baron. Olaf finish Ragnarok here.
So here comes a bloodthirsty Moko Iwan coming in from the depths, but Undertow was not hit ni Mota. The jungler is still alive, 1,000 health. Wala pa rin jungler yung PoE dito. Will this be a secured smite coming in from Nemota? 1,000 health. Will this be a secured? But no, Nemota dies into that Baron, but it will be secured.
Parang secured.
It looks like Chiongi will go into that pit just only to die. Bizarre Nemota, and Chiongi will be the only one alive, but that was a ballsy play coming in from TUBB. But it was definitely worth it because they got Baron for Shinsu and Spite. But Bitter End is so hungry for kills right now. He engages inside of Shinsu. This is a 5v2 situation inside of the second tower here. But what will happen? Will this going to be an engage coming in from COE? I think it would not, because that would signify a ballsy fight, because some carries are now alive for TUP Visayas. And that would just signify that some lanes are just going to be pushed.
I think that Baron secure just delay the game. I think it would delay the inevitable. Kasi malaki pa rin yung gold na hahabulin dito ng TUPV. Are they still in the game or are they still not? Kasi meron pa rin tayo makikita ito yung Vayne and Lulu. Hindi pa rin natin sila pwede ilabas sa equation eh. Nandun pa rin yung talagang power spike, yung 1v9 potential, 2v8 potential na itong Vayne and Lulu combo dito sa Wild Rift. Dahil kayang-kaya na ito talagang i-take over yung game. Once magkaroon siya ng space for free hitting. Kaya I think TUPV is still well dito. Medyo behind lang sila ng konti, pero meron pa rin silang life into them. Knowing that meron silang madelay na yung Baron take na ito.
Sadly, this is not the favorable comp for Bizarre to be using as a peel, no? Para magkaroon siya ng burst of damage, because Chiongi and Nemota's health bars are easily depleted by Marzumi's and T-Sam's damage output, no? But T-Sam is now locking on the eyes of Chiongi here as he misses the dagger, no? But Chiongi is still attacking Cheong, attacking Chisendo, but Bitter End is seeing Nemoto on the top side, kicks him into the wall, but that would not be a follow-up for Wagmoho Iwan. This is looking like a very, very intense game, no? Like kahit ano pwede mangyari dito as they secured Baron, they have now really decent gold here. They have some items na pwede nang pang team fight, and I would say that in a few seconds that this dragon fight would be so intense in the sense na hindi mo alam kung sino possible na manalo dito. Bizarre might be able to position himself really well in 30 seconds, no? We're going to see a Infernal Drake, one of the most important dragons here, no? Na it will give you a bunch of damage. So once Bizarre secures that, it would be really big.
I think this will be the final fight talaga. Itong Elder Infernal Dragon natin. Kasi sobrang laki talaga ng buff nito. Lalo that it will add up 5% ED and AP bonus damage to every dragon na meron sila. Kung mapunta man to sa OE, mas malaki yung magiging multiplier ng buff nila dito. So makikita natin dito.
With arms in Lemino, and now COE is now down as support as they also get Marzumi. Marzumi uses a flash and Arcane Shift to run away, as well as the Zonia's may Guardian Angel pa yung mga tropa, pero hinahabol pa rin nila. And it's now the Guardian Angel pop for Marzumi. Will this be a kill? Bizarre is still alive with a lot of health right now. Meanwhile, on the backside, Bitter End is chunking the carries, but his damage is not enough. Looks like members of COE is now running away, but here comes Wagmoho Iwan, and it's really bloodthirsty. 1-2v3 situation here. Wagmoho Iwan is really tanky, but the silver box damage from Bizarre is not enough. But that dragon was not able to be secured by COE, as the team fighting for TUP Visayas was much better.
Grabe yung disengage ni Marzumi doon. Makikita natin, I think patay na siya ron eh. Pero nakita natin yung 18 mechanics doon, nakawala pa rin siya. At nakapag-trade pa sila ng 2-for-1 dito. So malaking advantage yun for going for this Infernal Elder Dragon fight. So makikita natin, outnumber dito yung UPV. So tignan natin kung anong gagawin nila.
Risky right now. COE is now down a man, but that is now an Elder Eternal Dragon secured by COE, and it shows their Dragon buff is now helping them win this team fight. And it's Bitter End is now dealing a bunch of damage, and as well as Marzumi, no one is hitting Marzumi, and Bizarre will be caught in no man's land using that crowd control chain from the side of COE, and that is now 4 members down from TUPB and a possible take of inhibitor towers. Sardoni.
Yes, Ezreal is untouched this whole game. Grabe yung kanyang positioning talaga. Pero siyang, free hit talaga, grabe yung naging decision making sa talaga dito to win the game. I think Marzumi is the MVP right now.
Will COE be able to take this series in a matter of few seconds? We are going to see someone advancing to the final, Sardoni. Marzumi is now hitting the Nexus at parang gusto niya na talaga mag-advance ng finals. Dito makakatulog mamaya kasi excited na to magbukas, Sir Donnie. Gustong-gusto na mag-January 21, 2022, 2 p.m. Di na mag-almusal yan, magre-ready yan. And it looks like COE is really hungry for that bragging rights and as well as the champion, no? And COE takes game 2 and sends TUPB back to the sewers, as COE will now be advancing to the finals.
Yes, and we can see that blue light victory banner for the COE department as they punch their tickets to the final. So, grabe rin yung team na to. Lane dominant, jungle dominant, medyo nagkaroon ng naging shake sila mid-game. Pero yung objectives talaga nakuha nila lahat. Pero medyo naging kampante lang sila talaga mid-game, resulting to most of their chokes. Naging nakot sila pa konti-konti. But TUPV, they tried to fight for their lives pa rin doon. So, shoutouts for the TUPV team. This was a good match and a good game that would go to the history of the DSM 2021. Thank you.
There was really fights, no, nakala natin makukuha na ng TUPV, but there was some chess tactics na ginagawa ng CUE that managed to turn around some fights that the team fights na tatalo nila, no. So it was really good for the side of CUE to minimize their mistakes and using those mistakes as a way na kailangan nating baguhin yun because it's going really wrong. Those team fights into the Dragon were some of the fights na really hard, no. So yun, that is the games for Wild Rift, no, Sir Donnie. I had a pleasure casting with you, and we are now going on to the break. And what am I going to say? Susunod the game na. Sana iba na yung casters, no? Okay.
As we conclude the games right now, Parker, we would love to see more of these games. Viewers, dyan lang kayo. And for the exciting matches, we would like to thank our beloved sponsors brought to you by Globe, Akad Arena, not just playing TUPSG and TUPG for this lovely event that was held. Thank you for making it possible.
So once again nga no, next game will be Valorant no. So sa mga teams natin na nag-root for our Valorant teams representing no. So stay tuned. So in a few minutes we will be back. So stay tuned for Ascend 2022 and see you later.